So today we have Rama ma'am and Ruchira ma'am here with us. So ma'am, this is the first time that something like the training session that you're giving here is happening in India. This is the first time. So what is the purpose for this training sessions?
See, the purpose, the training was attended by disabled people's organizations or NGOs working in different states of the country. So, because as DPOs and NGOs, they work in the area of accessibility and they want to make their respective states accessible. So, I think it's important that they learn the access audit and they're able to conduct access audit in their local regions.
So, Ruchira ma'am, do you think that this is going to work out? I mean, accessible to make things accessible, such trainings will help out.
Yeah, of course. I think it's a great initiative, and the very first step to make any infrastructure accessible or building accessible is an access audit. So here we are, going through all the standards with all the participants, and making them aware of the access audit process to identify barriers, and not only leave it at that. How to make recommendations to make infrastructure accessible.
So, ma'am, how frequently you think such trainings should be organized?
See, a frequency, if you really look at accessibility, there is so much work to do. Every NGO, every DPO, every architect, every engineer, every designer, interior designer, all of them should know accessibility. So, as many trainings are good. These should be included in the curriculums of the professional courses. Then they, whoever graduates as an architect or an engineer is well aware of universal design. That's the ideal.
So, how much time do you think it will take? I mean, to make things accessible in India?
Make things accessible in India. See, India, there are two things. One is the existing buildings, one is the upcoming buildings. There are several upcoming buildings, there are smart city initiatives, new cities are getting developed. So there's a lot of construction happening also. So if we are able to impact from a policy point of view that, all buildings, newly built buildings should be accessible, perhaps it's slightly easier to achieve. Existing buildings, there has been an initiative auditing the existing building, retrofitting is slightly cumbersome. There has to be time frame that should be mandated by the government. If there is an accountability, see, access audit is not going to really, ensure accessibility. There has to be mandate that by given certain time frame you should make it accessible. If it is there on the policymakers and the people who own the building, then things will happen. Stricter mandate.
Ruchira ma'am, you're an architecture, right? So, architecture कैसा होना चाहिए so that everything is accessible for the persons with disability?
So, there's a concept in design called universal design. So, when we design any new building or, make a new structure, if we adhere to principles of universal design, everyone will benefit, not just people with disabilities. And that's how, we are here to, look at standards and, comment basis universal design principles. For instance, if one has to enter a building and there is a auto door, everyone is equally benefited by that, not just a person on wheelchair. Say I'm with a trolley or a cart or a suitcase which I'm towing. If there is a auto door, everyone benefits. So I would, as an architect, want to promote universal design in every built structure or infrastructure, which benefits all and which encompasses a large population, not just people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us time, and it was really wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.